if you're feeling different, there's nothing wrong with you. So I'm making this video here to talk to teenagers, people who are in their 15s or more or less, but try to find their place in this world. And the world is pretty crazy now. So why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because I'm an educator, and our business is focusing much more now into this target segment. So you are a potential client for our projects, but the reality is that Able, that is my business, you can check here, able to share.org, is more than just a business who is looking for profit. We are looking to create collective prosperity and build a community that will transcend what like humankind has as concepts of business and functionality. So in other words, I want Able to be to education what Bitcoin is to finance. And then who should I be talking to? And the answer is you. It's someone who is looking outside the window or looking to the screen of your phone, and you see that the world is changing too fast and you feel lost. You feel like left behind. With social media now, we're comparing ourselves with so many people that have so much more than us. And then we really don't feel satisfied with what we have. We feel depressed. And also, like, you're in a stage where you're forming your new identity, right? And I'm a National Geographic educator. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I work with blockchain. I work with permaculture. So I feel like my background's pretty cool. I have been all over the world. I've been in the Arctic, seeing snow and hiking mountains by myself, making like smoked salmon alone in the top of a hill in the Arctic, or hiking volcanoes in Indonesia, and snorkeling and free diving in Thailand or in Brazil. So I have property to talk because I know what does it mean to live a wonderful, amazing life, right? And in these last years, Able has been focusing on children, like younger kids, like from 5 to, let's say, 14, 13 years old, which is still like our core in terms of business, because we are getting these kids and connect them to nature. So it's a fantastic experience for people living in cities to come to Thailand and see an elephant for the first time, or dive and snorkel and see like Nemo, or a parrotfish, a turtle. And right now I want to address with you things like, why do you feel different? Like what the heck is happening here? And I want to put myself in a place of a friend and a mentor, because as I said, Able is a business that is creating regenerative products. So basically, now if you don't know what to do with your life, because AI is coming and it's changing the game. So a lot of jobs, like, oh, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, is like, what the heck? It's this this jobs are going to be replaced for algorithms, and for robots making surgeries. And what can you do? Like, and what's your passion? And you feel different. So Able is creating products where we online create a group, a governance, and then let's say 20 of you or 100 of you want to join the Able Coffee project. We're going to give profit share for this. So in a way, you're learning with us, and together we develop a product. The crypto friends and the dudes, or even the families, they invest in that product. So we learn finances, we learn business development, we learn design, and all those things will put you in a place like in 5-10 years that if you want to create your own product by yourself, go for it. You're going to be empowered. We have social emotional learning aspects on this, and you're going to maybe feel ready, right? But right now, I just want to give you an example of how it works and tell you through your personal thing, because this is like an invitation for you to be a part of something greater than you, right? So basically, the Able Coffee is part of an experience where we bring people from different countries. So I don't know, if you're from Albania or from Argentina, you could help us to create a tour for people from Argentina to come to Thailand to harvest the coffee, to learn about the Thai culture, about soil regeneration, how to make compost with elephant manure and everything. And then we launch a new roast. So today we have the dark roast and the medium roast. Let's say we create the espresso roast, or the Buenos Aires roast. Is a special edition of Able Coffee that will be delivered in Buenos Aires in Argentina. And then people there would see, oh, this Able is a movement, it's something bigger than a brand. And then, all these corporations like putting loads of plastic and really low quality products in the supermarket, we're going to have an alternative that you, me, and our community are benefiting from it. So it's good for us, it's good for the planet. And this is an invitation for you. But then let's get back to you. So the world is changing a lot. You feel different. And your brain is rewiring fast than it was in your childhood. So when you're in your childhood, you were a baby, you were protected, and I hope you had the care and the love you needed in your early age, because that's defined life. You're going to see as you grow older, there are a lot of traumas. They will show up in relationships that you're going to have in your life. But right now, your emotional sensitivity increases, and in a way it's a superpower, because I remember in my let's say when I was a teen, in my transition time from childhood to adult life, I was in the 90s, and we didn't have like all this Wi-Fi and all this AI around, and we were much more outside, and we have our tribe, so we were belonging. I was a rock climber, but I have a lot of friends, and I still have friends, like Pedro is a skateboarder, and he's a fantastic genius of like his maneuvers in the skateboard. And there was like bands and music as well. So there was like rock and roll, which I like it, but there was samba and other pagode in Brazil. And we have different tribes and all these different people finding their way, right? But right now, your brain is changing, your body is changing. You're starting to have beard, your voice changes. Sometimes you smell like different because your hormones are releasing out substances that help your body to grow and to change, puberty and all these things, right? And then it can be a trigger for people to shame you or to bully you and all those things. So how can you find yourself, And in the other hand, you may have the pressure from your parents to do this, to get the better grade and everything. But we need to be clear that world where memorization and repetition was a guarantee of success is gone. Now you ask, hey, ChatGPT, do that for me, and it solves mathematical equations. But there's something they cannot replace. That is the human touch, because we have our senses, right? So I feel like all this world changing, or your body changing, your brain, the communities around you. I'll put my phone in mute here. Just a second. Yeah, so all these things happening around you, they carry a deeper truth. And it's really silent, because adults, they're busy. They're going here for shopping. They're doing groceries. They're doing errands, and then blah, 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 bills. And they forgot to guide you. So most adults, I would say, they're in autopilot. There's a really cool guy who I like it very much called Joseph Campbell. And he was one of the mentors for me through his books and through his videos. So if you are in YouTube, just search Joseph Campbell. And he talks a lot about mythology, about the hero journey and the hero with 1,000 faces. That is the journey of each one of us, because your life is your journey. Your life is your adventure. And you have this choice to kind of follow the path of someone or follow this guidelines that someone is putting to you there. But let's be honest, that's not your path. That's the path of someone who wants you to live that thing. And for you, like teenager changing and everything, what's the goal of my life? Where do I want to go, right? And this, as I say, is like a lot of adults, they forgot this. They are living in automatic lives. And then I want to be this person, say, hey, let's encourage you to see. And maybe developing a coffee product or designing t-shirts with us, creating your own clothes. That can be cool, because then you create your own identity. You're not just copying something from media, from Hollywood, or from a band, And let's wake up for this perception. Let's say, hey, we're all in the same boat in terms of we are destroying the planet together. Okay, I think it's really nice to take responsibility. But every time you go to the 7-Eleven or to this convenience shop and you buy the plastic bottle, we're doing something that is choosing convenience and creating waste. And, like this waste in piling in the ocean, and then you can blame corporations, you can blame politics. But come on, we need to look in the mirror, like Michael Jackson say. There's other good guy to check the music, old school guy. But he said that if you want to make a change, you need to start with the man in the mirror. It's like each single one of us, right? And adults don't really talk about these changes, Most of the parents, and they're just fighting with the people in your age and teens. And then you feel alone. You want to be in your room, and you want to be in front of the screen. You want to play a game, but playing a game obsessively and everything will not lead you to a path of greatness. It's kind of numbing you. It's kind of taking something prescribed by psychiatry to just be at home, not feeling sad. But come on, life is much more than that. So you feel different, like, because you're becoming who you are, but you don't really know who you are. And that's it. That's the first video here that I'm doing, that is like this awakening identity, is helping you to understand that you're not lost, but that if you're lost, that's where you find the greatest things. And if you go for like mythology, the Lord of the Rings, they say that it's not everyone that is like wandering that is lost. And if you go for Greek mythology, you have this labyrinth when you can find a minotaur, right? And you're going to see that you can find that minotaur inside there. But the truth is that that monster is not something external, is something related to you, is your dark side, your shadow, your work, your pain, So in the same time where you can find the good, you can find the bad. So there where the pain is, these frustrations or this obligation to follow this path that is not yours, you're going to find a lot of curiosity. You're going to find passions, different things, values, dreams. And then you're going to feel different, but you need to get some fire. And I want to be this flame reminding you for like, come on, it's time for us to do something cool with our life. We have a limited time here, Another cool band is like Pink Floyd, and have this music Time. And it's really beautiful because a lot of people, they're losing this starting shot, but you need to run for your life. And you're just vegetating and existing, not in a really cool way, okay? So you're becoming who you are, and inside your heart, you have the pain, but also the seeds of all these great things, right? So you have some instincts, right? And sometimes you don't fit in the community. And sometimes you should not fit in because it's not your tribe, A lot of people, they're fitting in systems and like institutions just for survival. And for me, that's bullshit. You live a life to pay bills from 9 to 5, and then to grow up and be unhappy, or playing video game or just consuming Netflix with junk food. We can do much more than that with life. And that's something that happens when you find a purpose. So it's like the hero's journey show about the sacrifice. What does it mean? It means that you're living your life not for you, for your selfish gain, but for something greater than you, the community, the world, the belief you have. That it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a soccer, you can be a football player, you can be a rocking star band, or having your own little coffee shop where you play your guitar and you're happy. Or you have this little Italian restaurant, if you're Italian, in the front of the beach, and you watch the sunset every night cooking ravioli to the people you love, So this is something. And I remember a book I read from Richard Branson a long time ago, which was like a really rich executive talking to a fisherman, and the fisherman was working a lot and saying to the businessman was taking a holiday there, and the fisherman was just super chill, taking care of his net, going fishing and whatever. And the businessman said, hey, why your life is so miserable? Look at me, I'm in holidays here, just drinking my coffee in the morning, and you're here working hard, you're all burned from the sun. Then the fisherman asked him, why do you work so much? Oh, to be here, to relax, to have a holiday. I'll say, okay, and you need more money than that. Say, yes, I'm almost retired. I will work 15 more years and I will retire. And the fisherman say, oh yeah, look, I'm already retired. And I think that this represents this chasing of this dragon, which a lot of people, they're running around and they're repeating, and they never get to the point, right? So the world needs people who think different. Like, this is the beautiful of the Apple slogan. And if you go for like YouTube again, I really like Steve Jobs. You can check this Think Different campaign. That is for the crazy ones, the rebel, those misfits, the people that doesn't fit in the pattern. And I hope that that's a waking call message for you here, and that you're going to share this with your friends, And other deep thing here is that let's talk a little bit about our emotions, right? So being sensitive, feeling lost is not a sign of weakness. No. It's a sign of discomfort. It's something like a tune. You're tuning the guitar, tuning the music to have this perfect tone. You need to find and to calibrate that. And I think that the future leaders of the world, like creators, builders, artists, thinkers, pacemakers, innovators, we all need to be sensitive. Because if you're not kind, we're going to use your knowledge to build a gas chamber, and yeah. I have no words to say how but looking back to what I was just saying here, like, let's reflect. Is this person who was like, oh, you need to engineer, is someone that learned to repeat and to follow orders, not to have critical thinking, not to look with eye and open the eyes. And that's the awakening message for you to become conscious of yourself. Who am I? Why am I here? All these are really deep philosophical questions that we're going to be answering in my videos. And I'm going to use a lot of cool things from old ancient gold, like Ayurveda, Upanishad, the Tao, all these things are so deep and so powerful, but we're not checking those things because almost nobody really understands that stuff. Everybody's following the same pattern and full of crap, in my opinion. And then the question for you, when you awake, when you really touch the core of who you are, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to create? Because you're a creator. Not in a mystical way of a god and everything, but you can damn plant a tree and you can find cure for disease. You can make the life better for people around you. And what we need to do that to get that is to do some inner work and to find the community. Because I think nature teaches the same thing, and that's our approach for the children's camp. Like, you cannot put a coconut to grow up in Finland. It will not work. You cannot grow durian in the desert, neither cactus underwater. So you need to have the right environment for you to flourish. You're different from plants. You can be almost anything you want. And I would say that the definition of what you can be is what you believe you can. Not you believe like, oh, I think I can. And you need to have the confidence. You need to jump from that cliff, not knowing when you're going to land, but you guess where you're going to land. And that's the act of courage that you need to break free from the prison and the society that was put around you in terms of matrix, just consuming you with like dopamine, and you get dumb, and then you can shape yourself. You can create the life of your dreams if you're brave enough to do that. But you always will find a barrier there. That is other people's opinion, other people's judgment, and if you're strong enough, you're going to go through. So a lot of things are now looking for this transformation, and I hope this channel will be cool. A lot of people will like and share because, doing all this alone, like me and the camera, is nice for a while, but if sometime I see that it's touching someone else's life and they say, hey, man, thank you for it, this is what I need, it would gonna give me some gas and motivation to go further. I think that the next video will be the part 2. So this is the part 1 here, this awakening call. And the other one is like how you handle with confusion and emotional overload. It's like when your mother is just complaining, or when your father is too rigid, say, no, I say no. How do you deal with those things in a way of maturity? Because if you develop maturity and integrity and leading of that, you're going to have fantastic relationships. In any work you do, you're going to manage well. And in any relationship, you're going to be good because you will have not that much fights with your girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever you want to date, right? Nowadays, everything's so open. So this is it. I think that you're not meant to fit in the world. I think that you mean to build your place in it. And I'm here to help you. And I think together we can make the world a better place. So thank you for watching and have a beautiful day. My name is Guy, and let's connect. Let's get together, and one day we can drink this coffee together and talk about how life is awesome, okay? Have a beautiful day. See you later.